What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancel Thoughts. It's your boy Better Days here. I'm not somebody who likes to eat out very regularly, but on the off chance that I do eat out, I like to go pick up my food instead because I know I'm not going to be tipping the delivery person. And I've been on the other side of not getting tipped as a delivery person, and I know it kind of sucks, even though like it's their job to deliver food. They still kind of rely on people's tips to kind of supplement their income. And I know that customers aren't necessarily responsible for supplementing the income of delivery drivers or whatever. But the weird thing that kind of happened to me the last time that I was going to go pick up food was like I ordered food from this Korean barbecue place. I arrived at the store and I was going to go pay at the card reader or whatever, and it asked me to tip the cashier. And it got me really thinking about the entitlement that's kind of worked its way into every aspect of our society, to where these restaurant owners are kind of expecting us to now tip the people working in their stores for just doing their basic job. And I'm not the only person that feels this way, apparently. So I'm going to show you guys a quick clip just like going over tipping culture today really quickly. Before I get into it though, guys, if I by the end of this video earn you guys a subscription, do me a solid and like the video and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a couple of seconds and it helps out more than you guys realize. That being said, let's get right into it.
From a quick coffee to your morning commute, pretty much every day comes with the same debate.
Come on, throw in a buck.
I don't tip.
You don't tip?
No, I don't believe in it.
And this morning, America is moving closer to a tipping point.
Why am I being asked to tip 20% for someone to hand me a pizza?
I was paying for groceries. They asked me if I wanted to put a tip onto that.
A new Bankrate survey finding more than 40% of Americans think tipping culture is out of control, a 6-point jump from last year. Bankrate says women are more likely to tip than men, while Gen Z and millennials are less likely to tip than older generations.
And that's mostly because Gen Z doesn't necessarily have money like that, so they're not going to be looking to tip anybody anyway. And when it comes to the male and female aspect of it, men are just a little bit more disagreeable on average than women are, so it makes a lot more sense that men will just go, no, we're not having this. We're not going to be tipping you for just doing your job. But the thing that's been kind of like playing back in my mind is just like
the fucking audacity.
These business owners have gotten so cheap to where they're not trying to pay their employees whatsoever, and they're putting the burden of paying their employees on you, the customer, which is creating a worse experience for you as a customer, which is then disincentivizing you from going to spend your money at their establishment. So it really doesn't, I don't get like the wisdom behind this, or the lack of wisdom that these business owners have, because you're being hurt in the long run by disincentivizing your customers from coming to your restaurant if you just don't pay your employees. Just if you decided to not be cheap and paid your employees a little bit more, your employees will be a little bit happier and they'll be more willing to go above and beyond on the job. Your customers will be happier because they're now dealing with employees that actually like their job, and it just creates a better atmosphere for you as the business owner. But apparently these selfish business owners, they don't think like that whatsoever, and they just expect to just keep trying to squeeze out every single penny from people, and it seems like people are just tired of it.
The classic restaurant tip is an automatic for you.
Yeah, for me it's 20% all the time.
But where do consumers draw the line? In Miami, people tell us they've been asked for tips everywhere from the dog groomer to a convenience store.
You poured yourself the coffee.
Yes.
You brought it to the counter.
Yes.
And then when you went to pay,
yes,
suggested you give a tip.
Yeah.
So when you see that,
yeah,
what goes through your mind?
It's frustrating.
Perhaps one of the most infuriating forms of tipping, those gratuity suggestions that pop up when you pay at a store. Bankrate says staring down a pre-entered tip screen has a growing number of Americans saying they tend to tip less or not at all.
If you didn't think there was a peer pressure consequence, would you be walking out?
I would absolutely do no tip, and if it's an easy no tip, then I will no tip.
Coffee shop owner Orlando Superlano says a 10% surcharge is baked in to his customers' checks.
I want to again, cheap business owner trying to put the burden of paying his employees on the consumers. And I'm one of those people who I'm with that guy too. If you try to force me to tip, that's all of the more reason for me to not tip you. Like, I would have probably thought about tipping you before you actually like tried to make it seem like it was an obligation for me to tip you. Like, I remember one time I was at a club downtown. This was probably like a year and a half to 2 years ago, and maybe it might have been longer than that. But I had gotten a drink at the bartender, and I was expecting looking to like get about 3 or 4 drinks at this club or whatever, right? So I had gotten the first drink from this bartender. I didn't tip him. So I go back to get my second drink, and as I'm walking away, the bartender goes, "Are you gonna tip this time?" And I look at him and I'm like, "No, I'm not tipping you whatsoever." And
here's the thing.
Because I was planning on getting about 4 drinks from this bartender at the time, I was just going to tip him at the end of the night for the last drink that I got, because I'm obviously not going to tip you for every single drink that I get at the club. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not even getting any more drinks from here, because the drinks are, one, overpriced already because it's a club downtown in Chicago. And at that time, maybe they were like $10 or $12 for like a little like beer, or like a cocktail was like $17, $18, and then you're expected to tip on top of that. But at a certain point, I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'm not tipping you. It's not my job to tip you. If you expect more money and that's just how you supplement your income, talk to your fucking boss about raising your wage. Like, that's the thing as well that I think pisses off a lot of customers, is that the employees also tend to want to like put this peer pressure on you, the customer, to tip them as well, instead of just recognizing that their boss is the person who's stiffing them and that's who they have a problem with. They'll look at you and go, "Why aren't you tipping?" It's like,
shut the fuck up.
Motherfucker, it's not our job to tip you, especially when the product that you guys are selling in the first place is already overpriced.
Say a high percentage of our customers actually say they want to tip more than what we're suggesting.
All of it as President Donald Trump pushes to eliminate the federal income tax on tips. But if you want to save on taxes, there's got to be something in the tip jar.
Oh, I'm sorry. And there's plenty more where that came from.
Whether you're leaving a stick of gum, a couple bucks, keep it in mind depending on where you're going, right? And here's another update to tipping culture. There's the debate about automatic tips, and if a restaurant maybe automatically gives a gratuity to their staff and you may not realize it, well, in the state of Florida coming up, it's going to be legally required. But here at Grow Coffee, right outside of Miami and Coral Gables, Florida, they're already letting you know that they're giving 10% to their staff off of your tab. And guys, I got to say, beyond the food industry and the other places that get debated, one thing I would think would get 100% of us tipping is getting a haircut. The salon, the barbershop, they're holding scissors to your face. So I'm definitely tipping in that situation.
It's a fair point.
No, I'm not tipping at all in those situations. I already cut my hair myself anyway. Like, a lot of this is just, I think, incentivizing more and more people to start DIYing things. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Gain more skills, like become a much more like jack of all trades type of person, and you'll just be completely fine, because a lot of people are getting tired of this bullshit. Like, what do you mean you're adding a automatic gratuity to my bill? Like, tipping should be reserved for somebody going above and beyond at their job, not just for them doing the basic expectations of their job. It's like, if you're a server at a bar, you're not entitled to a tip. Like, what are you talking about? Now, if you go above and beyond and somebody notices that and they want to give you a tip, that's on them. And the amount of the tip that they give you also is up to their discretion. It's not on you to set a baseline expectation of what somebody is going to tip you extra on top of the food that they're paying for. Like, what do y'all think this is, bro? Like, there's just an entitlement in American society in particular that I think is starting to rub a lot of people the exact wrong way. And you tend to see it more when foreigners come to America and they start talking about the tipping culture and how they're just like, this is not an expectation in Italy or wherever the fuck they're from. They just go, no, tipping culture in America is crazy. Like, I've seen like videos now where there are self-checkout counters asking people for tips at grocery stores. And it's like, who is that tip even going to? Like, you guys have already eliminated a lot of the cashiers and you've made people now be the ones that are responsible for checking themselves out of your grocery stores. But then on top of that, you have the audacity to ask people for a tip as well. Like, who is that tip going to? Like, where's that money going?
Very good point, Jess.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I agree.
It's tricky because, again, with the kiosk thing, when they turn it around, and if you haven't really been served anything.
Or it's a blurred line. They did absolutely nothing. Maybe they just turned around and put something in front of you. Maybe there was some light lifting.
I feel bad.
And then there's the confusion sometimes, to Jesse's point, because you see a receipt and it's got you've got a delivery fee, you've got a service charge, you don't know if the gratuity is included. There should be a simpler
Sometimes
way.
It's also like, I don't mind. I'll throw a dollar or two. I'm like, okay, let's do that. But then it's like 20%. I'm like, well, now it's $5 on this thing, or what? That seems too much. I don't know.
You know who gets tipped? when we take those kids out to restaurants and they're dealing with screaming kids, dropping food, changing orders.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but if you were blessed to tip, you should be tipping, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. The great Seuss.
The final thought that I just have on this for a lot of people is you need to start learning how to do stuff yourself in our society anyway, especially in the economic times that we're in right now. You shouldn't be going anywhere, especially if leaving a tip is like an issue for you, which it is for me. So I'm not above anybody in saying this. Start DIYing stuff. Like, learn how to make your own food. I've started learning how to cook a lot more in the last few years, so I'm not going out to eat like regularly anyway. And if somebody expects a tip from you, start learning how to say no to people and looking them dead in the face and going, what the fuck am I tipping you for? Like, what have you done? What extra value have you added to this experience to where you think that I should be tipping you? It's just, there's an audacity there to where you need to also start putting your foot down and going, no, fuck this. I'm not doing it. Like, explain to me why you should be expecting a tip. And restaurants and especially employers themselves, you need to start paying your employees a living wage. Employees, you need to start having a backbone and talking to your employers. And yes, I get it. They control whether or not you have a job. But at the end of the day, if you're not able to like afford your life from your one job anyway, it's not on the customers to then supplement that income. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this. And if you're somebody who leaves regular tips, what do you think is like an acceptable standard or expectation for tipping? As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate you.
If you liked what you heard today, do me a solid and like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really do help out the channel a lot, guys. And if you didn't like what you heard, thanks for allowing me to occupy your time. Consider leaving a comment in the comments down below, letting me know exactly what it was that you disagreed with, and maybe we could talk about it. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pressing play on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.